With a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter, the Oilers 6 yards away from a tie. It is Renfroe, touchdown, or is it? Out of play. A late call. The official did not make any signal, and now apparently has said no touchdown. He did not signal.
I don't think he could see the play.
And this might be a spot where an instant replay would be important.
Let's see if the feet come down. Now he's got the ball. He does clearly get inside.
It is a touchdown.
No question about it.
It was not called one, but there's no doubt that was a Houston touchdown.
Well, they haven't made a final decision in the end zone. They're still down there talking about it. Now, there's no question about this. He's got control. He has both feet down clearly in the end zone. It is a touchdown.
The man on the spot didn't see it, so he couldn't call it. And now the Oilers are denied a touchdown. Oh, my.
Okay, so we're going to get to that video in a second, but we're going to use that video to answer the question today, what's the deal with Good Friday? I mean, why do we celebrate Good Friday? It makes no sense. What's so good about it? And then not only that, we have a verse like this, and it's talking about our baptisms. Baptism, new life, rebirth. And all of a sudden it sends us straight to the grave. Why would it do that? Aren't we Easter Christians? Shouldn't I be baptized into his life? Shouldn't I be baptized into Easter? And then we see this verse here again from a different book. We're baptized into his death. Baptism is pointing to the day we celebrate today, Good Friday. All right, now let's get back to that video, and we're going to have one more video that's kind of, in a lot of ways, almost identical with the exception of one thing.
Outside left. Roethlisberger has time. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Holmes. Right, the right foot is coming up, but it's down on the ground. Is it down on the ground? Does he toe tap it as he has control of the ball? He has control all the way through, and that's the whole issue right there.
Right, I say he has both feet down and control of the ball.
Okay, so we had basically two identical plays with different outcomes. One put points on the board, the other didn't. And I think we all know what the difference was, because a touchdown isn't a touchdown until we see what? This, right? This, no touchdown. And that's the relationship of Good Friday to Easter. Good Friday is the play on the field. That's the action, the drama, the part that draws you in, where everything is unfolding and unpacking. It's the work being accomplished. And then we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait for the official. Is he going to do this or this? And then that's our cue whether to put points on the board or not. That is Easter. This is God saying, it is good. The work is completed. So Jesus did everything right. No penalties on the field on the day of Good Friday. And in fact, his whole life, he did every single thing perfect. He did it perfectly for you. He went through his whole life, and then let's just go to Good Friday specifically. He doesn't miss a beat. He doesn't slip up at all. He gets put on the cross, and he says 7 words, which we are working our way through today. And one in particular stands out is the conversation he has with the thief. He says to the thief, actually the thief says to the other thief, if you remember, we belong here. This man does not. Now that thief, whether he realized it or not, made a confession. He confessed his sin right there, that he was a sinner. And then he made a second confession, that this man Jesus is perfect. And that man Jesus there listened and became that man's pastor and absolved him of his sin right there on the cross. The blood streaming down Jesus' face was the blood that was saving that man at that very moment. He could see his sins being forgiven. He could hear his sins being forgiven. And it wasn't just that man's sins being forgiven. Jesus looks out at the crowd and says, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. God loves to forgive sins. That's the joy set before him, to forgive sins of people. He didn't just forgive sins in that present moment there on Good Friday. He forgave sins going all the way back through time. Every sin in the past ever committed landed on that cross. The debt was nailed to that cross. It was present there with him on that cross. And then we can also take it to the future. That cross, time and space, fold over on itself, and all of our sin, and the sin we haven't even committed yet, folds back to that moment on that cross. This is the play that we're seeing on the field happening. It's a mystery how this can happen. There is another mystery that happens. And when it comes to mysteries, they can't be understood. They can't be understood. You can understand a secret once it's given to you, but a mystery is forever a mystery. Mysteries are just simply to be believed. And here's the mystery. Time and space folds over on itself in one other way. Jesus forgives the sins of the world, but he takes the church with him to the grave. Good Friday isn't just about an event in the past that we look at from a distance. We were participants in that event on that day, through baptism, a portal right to the tomb. Two bodies there. The church corporately is there. And the corpse of Jesus, two bodies. The church is sinful. It was born in sin. It's born dead, like I am born sinful, born dead. I belong in a tomb, but I am placed into Jesus' tomb. Now, how does this work, two bodies in the tomb? It's not like you sitting next to another person and that's two bodies there. The way it's given to us is that it's like a branch to a tree. The two are fused together and are one. So this church, who God loves, this joy set before him, is placed in the tomb dead because of sin. But now bound to Jesus, unified with him through baptism, it raises to life. That is a miracle. Now, the way it works is everything seems to go backwards with baptism. Normally, the way things work, we go from womb to tomb. But baptism takes us from death to life, from tomb to womb. One day, I'm going to die. And it'll be sad for my family. And they will place my body into a grave, into that cold dirt. I'm not necessarily looking forward to that day, but there's one thing that will not go into that grave, and that's my soul. My soul. Why would we bury it again? My soul's already been buried. It's not going to go back into there. My soul is alive as it awaits the resurrection of the dead. So to take it back to football, think about this. Jesus brings us onto the field. He brings us onto the field. He clothes us in the uniform of the team. You're not a spectator of Good Friday, of Jesus' life. You're a participant when you wear Jesus. You are part of the team. He does all of the plays for you. He's the one scoring the touchdown. So when I say you're a participant, you're on the field. You're not completing any of the passes. It is all Jesus. So the glory of Good Friday is that, first of all, it's all about Jesus. It's 100% about Jesus. But what he does every single play of the game is he makes it about you. So Good Friday is personally and intimately about you and Jesus. We continue in silence with the Applied Kids.